This arrangement of cell consisting of an external resistance R connected with the help of a key can be represented as key, then external resistance R, and here the cell of EMF E. And if we come to the internal resistance of the cell, though it lies in between the electrodes, it is always represented in series with R and adjacent to the negative terminal of the cell. So it will be the internal resistance of the cell. It is connected, it is taken to be connected in series with capital R, because when cell will provide a current I to the circuit, then current through capital R as well as through small r will remain the same. And we know that in series combination of resistors, current remains the same. So external as well as internal resistance will always be taken to be connected in series with each other. Now, if total work done by the cell in passing a charge Q naught is W, it means work W is done by the source in passing charge Q naught through external resistance as well as through internal resistance, then by the definition of EMF, W upon Q naught will give EMF of the cell. But we know that this work W will be done partly across external resistance and partly across internal resistance, because work is force multiplied by displacement, and force will be required wherever there will be opposition, and oppositions to the flow of charge or current are in external circuit as well as in the interior of the cell. So at these two positions the cell will have to do work. If work done by cell across external circuit is W external, while work done by cell across internal circuit is W internal, then by conservation of energy, total work done by the cell is equal to work done across external circuit plus work done across internal circuit. If we will divide this relation both sides by Q naught, then we will get W by Q naught is equal to W external by Q naught plus W internal by Q naught. And we know that total work per unit charge is EMF. Then what about W external by Q naught? W external upon Q naught will be work done by the source in moving a unit charge across the external circuit. Hence, it will give the potential difference across external circuit, also called terminal potential difference of the cell, because this resistor R is connected across the terminals of the cell, because this small r is within the cell. So external resistance R is the only resistance connected across the terminals of the cell. So potential difference across external circuit can also be called terminal potential difference of cell. Now the potential difference across the internal resistance is called potential drop. Why potential drop? Because this potential difference is not utilized for any useful purpose. So it is called potential drop. It means the potential difference across internal resistance heats up the cell, causing the dissipation of energy to the surroundings. And since energy is lost, work per unit charge is lost, it is called potential drop. Using this expression, W by Q naught, that is EMF, is equal to W external by Q naught, that is terminal potential difference represented by capital V, plus W internal by Q naught, that is potential drop represented by small v. So we will get the relation E is equal to V plus V. Whether cell is giving current or it is not giving any current, EMF as well as terminal potential difference will always exist. But this small v means potential drop across internal resistance will take place only if current will flow through the interior of the cell. So it means if current flowing through the interior of the cell is I, then we can write E is equal to V plus IR. And from this relation, we can say that if cell is giving current, then E will be equal to V plus IR. EMF of the cell will be greater than terminal potential difference of the cell. But if cell is not giving current, that is E is equal to 0, then E is equal to V. It means if cell is not giving any current, then EMF of the cell will be equal to the potential difference across its terminals. We can use this relation to find EMF of simple voltaic cell. And since as soon as the plates are dipped in electrolyte, they are attaining the potentials of minus 0.62 volt and 0.46 volt. So even when the cell is in open circuit, potential difference across its terminals will be the difference of these two potentials, and that will be 1.08 volt. So EMF of simple voltaic cell will be 1.08 volt. Now the third condition, if cell is being charged, if cell will be under charging, then direction of current through this cell will reverse. So I will be replaced by minus I, and if I will be replaced by minus I, then EMF E will become V minus IR, and this implies that V will be E plus IR, that is EMF of the cell will be less than potential difference across its terminals. Or in other words, you may say, in order to charge a cell, you will have to apply a potential difference across its terminals which is greater than the EMF of the cell. So these three are the results that can be obtained from first relation. And also you must be knowing that for charging a cell, we are using a charger. If it is the positive terminal of charger, it is the negative terminal of charger, then positive terminal of charger will be connected with positive terminal of cell, and negative terminal of charger will be connected with negative terminal of the cell. It means both the sources, charger as well as cell, are connected in opposite signs, and which one will be stronger, and the one which will be stronger will dominate. It means if EMF of charger will be more than the EMF of cell, then it will be able to make the current flow through the cell, and if EMF of cell will be more than the EMF of charger, then current through the cell will dominate. Now we will use this expression to determine expression for current drawn by the circuit from the source. If we will put V is equal to IR, because current flowing through external resistance is also I, so we can write V is equal to IR, then E is equal to IR plus I into small r, and this will give I is equal to E upon R plus R. It means current drawn by circuit from the source is equal to total EMF upon total resistance, and this relation is of great importance in determining the current drawn by a circuit from a source. Also, we can use this expression to determine the internal resistance of the source. From this expression, R is equal to E minus V upon I. I is equal to V upon R, so it can be written as E minus V upon V into R, or you may say E upon V minus 1 into R. This is the expression for internal resistance of the cell, and I will be requiring this expression when we will determine internal resistance of a cell using potentiometer. Now, to strengthen our understanding, we will solve a few numericals. The first one, when one of the buttons of a calculator is pressed, battery provides a current of 320 microampere for 10 milliseconds. Find number one, amount of charge, and number two, number of free electrons flown through any section of circuit in this time. First, we will note down what is given in the question. The question is giving us the current passed through the circuit, that is 320 microampere is equal to 320 into 10 to the power minus 6 ampere, and it is also giving us the time for which current flows through the circuit, and that time is 10 millisecond. 10 into 10 to the power minus 3 second. Now, if I and T both are given to us, we know I is equal to Q upon T, charge per unit time. So charge is equal to I into T. So first thing, amount of charge passed through any section of conductor in 10 millisecond. Q will be I into T, and I 320 into 10 to the power minus 6 into T 10 into 10 to the power minus 3. Then 10 into 320, 3200. If we will put decimal after 3, 3.200, it means we have brought the decimal 3 places towards left. So 10 to the power minus 3 will be over, and it will be 3.2 into 10 to the power minus 6 coulomb. It will give us the charge that has passed through any section of circuit in this time t. Now we have to determine the number of free electrons flown through any section of circuit in this time. Then we know that Q is equal to any amount of charge passed through circuit in a certain time is equal to number of free electrons passed through the circuit in that time multiplied by electronic charge. So this means N is equal to Q upon E. Q is 3.2 into 10 to the power minus 6 divided by 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19. 1.6 to the 3.2 into 10 to the power 19 minus 6, 10 to the power 13. It will give us the number of free electrons that has passed through any section of circuit in 10 milliseconds. Now we are coming to the next question. Next question gives, in an atom, electron revolves in an orbit of radius 7 into 10 to the power minus 11 meter with speed 2.2 meter per second. Find equivalent current. Now, if electron will be revolving along a circular path of radius r, then it will be crossing each point on this circular path a certain number of times in 1 second, and number of times a point is crossed by the electron will be equal to the frequency of revolution of electron. If frequency of revolution of electrons is represented by nu. Then electron is crossing a point on its circular path nu times in 1 second, and hence it is taking a charge nu into E through any point on its circular path in 1 second. And we know that amount of charge passed through a point in 1 second will be electric current. So in order to solve this question, first we will be requiring the frequency of revolution of electron, and then that frequency multiplied by electronic charge will give us amount of charge passed through any point on the circular path in 1 second, and that amount of charge passed through a point in 1 second will be electric current. So first we will find what is given in the question. The given things are first radius 7 into 10 to the power minus 11 meter, and the second speed 2.2 meter per second. Now how to find out the frequency of revolution? Frequency of revolution of electron, nu, will be 1 upon time period, and 1 upon time period can be obtained as the distance covered in one revolution divided by speed, because distance upon speed will give time. Since the radius of circular path is constant, speed is constant, so for every revolution electron will take same time. So 2 pi r upon v, distance upon speed, will be the time. So frequency will be v upon 2 pi r, and this can be calculated as nu is equal to v 2.2 upon 2 pi 22 by 7 and into r, 7 into 10 to the power minus 11, and this time 2.2 10 are 22, 7 will get cancelled with 7, and it will give us 10 to the power minus 10 and 2 in denominator. So 1 upon 2 into 10 to the power minus 10. If it will be taken to the numerator, it will become 10 to the power 10 upon 2, can be written as 10 into 10 to the power 9 upon 2. It means 5 into 10 to the power 9 will be the frequency of revolution, and it can be written as per second or in hertz. It means per second or hertz will be its unit. Now frequency you got, it means you have found how many times in 1 second electron is passing through a point on its circular path. So equivalent current I will be nu into E. Nu is 5 into 10 to the power 9. E is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19. So it will be 16 5 the 80, that is 8 into 10 to the power minus 10 ampere. So it will be the current equivalent to the revolution of electron. Now we are taking the third question. In third question, potential difference across the terminals of a cell in open circuit was 2.4 volt, and from the definition of EMF we know that potential difference across the terminals in open circuit is EMF. So EMF is given us as 2.4 volt. Then when it was connected across a resistance of 5 ohm, that is external resistance is 5 ohm, this potential difference fell to 2 volt. Potential difference fell to 2 volt means now in question terminal potential difference is given. So the terminal potential difference is 2 volt. Find internal resistance of the cell. Internal resistance R is to be found. We know the relation between EMF, terminal potential difference, and potential drop. and that relation is E is equal to V plus V when cell is giving current. It means E is equal to V plus IR, and this gives us R is equal to E minus V upon I. If we put the value of I in terms of terminal potential difference and external resistance R, then it becomes E minus V upon V into R. So already we had obtained this relation. So internal resistance R will be E, that is 2.4, minus V, that is 2, upon 2 multiplied by external resistance is 5 ohm, and 2 minus 4 minus 2 will be 0.4 into 5 upon 2. 0.4 into 5 will be 2, so 2 by 2 will be 1 ohm. So internal resistance of cell will be 1 ohm. Now we come to the next question, and next question states a battery of EMF 8 volt and internal resistance 1 ohm is being charged by a 120 volt DC source using a series resistor of 15 ohm. We have to determine terminal voltage of battery during charging, and we have to state the purpose of using series resistor in charging circuit. So this time a charger is being used to charge a battery, and the EMF of charger, say E dash, is 120 volt, and here is the battery which is to be charged, that is of EMF 8 volt, and its internal resistance is 1 ohm. It is using, the charging circuit is using a series resistor of 15 ohm. Now to charge the battery, the charger and battery are connected in same sense. It means positive terminal of charger will be connected to positive terminal of battery, and negative terminal of charger to the negative terminal of battery. Since both are in opposite sense, if the EMF of charger will dominate, then current due to charger will dominate. But if EMF due to battery will be more, then current due to battery will dominate. Here we see that the EMF of charger is much more. So first we will calculate how much current will be provided by charger to the circuit, and current is equal to total EMF upon total resistance, and this time total EMF of circuit is E dash minus E. It means EMF of charger minus EMF of battery, because both are connected in opposite sense. So 120 minus 8 and divided by total resistance 1 plus 15. So total EMF upon total resistance. While we will study about the Kirchhoff's laws, we will come to know how to take the direction of EMF. Direction of EMF is always taken as positive from negative to positive terminal. This gives I is equal to 120 minus 8 means 112 divided by 16, that is 7 ampere. And if current is 7 ampere, then terminal voltage across battery V will be E minus IR, but I will be replaced by minus I, so this time it will be E plus IR, and this means V is equal to EMF of battery is 8 volt plus I is 7 ampere, and internal resistance of battery is 1 ohm, so 8 plus 7, 15 volt. So 15 volt will be the terminal voltage across the battery when it is being charged by the charger. Now, what is the purpose of using series resistor? This series resistor is generally used to limit the current through the battery. It means charging current is reduced using series resistor, and in the absence of this series resistor, electric current through the battery will be 120 minus 8 upon 1, because series resistor means capital R equal to 0. 15 would have been replaced by 0, and that would have given us 112 ampere. So to limit this large charging current in the absence of series resistor, we are using series resistor, so that the current which is charging the battery may be reduced to 7 ampere.